Good morning and welcome back to Cooking with Caramel. I'm Stephanie and today I've got my better half with me, Brad, and we're going to be cooking up some fun things to eat today.
Sounds good.
Yeah, let's get started. Elizabeth is not with us this morning. She will be with us next week. She went out of town to get a procedure done so that she and her new husband can hopefully have some babies.
So she was asking for prayers that she could have babies. And I said, babies?
Babies, plural.
Is that plural? What is that?
Right, so she is traveling home today, so I know her surgery went well, and we were super excited for her and Everett and the new family that they want to start together. And she shared her story with you guys last week coming out of recovery, and we couldn't be more happy for her and the new life that she's got ahead of her. So super excited for her. So 2 weeks ago we showed you on Instagram and Facebook and on our website a recipe for puffed pastry cinnamon rolls. So a lighter version of a typical cinnamon roll, but super yummy. I love puffed pastry, anything croissant puffed. I think it's fun. So I found this several months ago. It's refrigerated puffed pastry because I am never organized enough to pull out my frozen puff pastry in time to thaw it before I want to use it. So this has been my lifesaver. It's refrigerated and I can use it right away. So look for it in your grocery store. It's right where they sell the croissants and other stuff like that.
That's right. Do we tell them what we're making today?
Yes.
Oh,
Well, we're making two recipes today.
It's the only reason I came.
The first one is the puff pastry. The second one is the espresso caramel White Russian, which is like drinking a dessert. So
Elizabeth, I wish you were here, but this is a great opportunity for me to be here to help eat cinnamon rolls and drink White Russian because we can't let it go to waste.
That's right. No, even at 10 a.m.
That's right.
Okay, so this unfolds in its one full sheet. So I just plop it down on my, if you do not have a silicone mat, it comes with parchment paper lining it. And so, but I do have my silicone mat that you all know that I love. So I just peel this off, but if you don't have it, you can save that parchment paper for later to line your baking sheet with so that your cinnamon rolls don't stick to your pan. But since I've got my mat, I'm just kind of fluffing, I'm just laying it on my mat, just like that. I'll set that aside. So that's sitting there, and for the filling, this recipe is on our website. The website link to the recipe is in the description of today's Facebook Live, but the recipe is there. So I am starting with a 1/4 cup of brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of white sugar, and 2 teaspoons of just ground cinnamon. And I'm gonna just stir them up and make sure they're all nice and evenly combined. This is going to be the middle of our cinnamon rolls. I'm going to stir that and I'll go on to getting the pastry ready. So before you put the filling on, I melted about a tablespoon's worth of butter, and I'm just going to brush it all over the whole sheet of puff pastry. Pardon me for this puff pastry. And just giving a nice even coat all the way through so that your filling has something to stick to and it makes it nice and yummy.
Do I need to get all the clumps out?
Yeah, they'll dissolve in here, but I try to get as many out as I can. Just keep working.
Okay.
Okay, so we are almost done with this. And I've got all my butter on. Set that aside. So my dough is evenly coated with butter, and now I'm going to take...
Oh, hold on. Gotta taste it. Oh yeah, that's good.
Is it good? Good
Oh,
stuff?
yeah.
You can just eat that with a
I can
spoon?
eat that, yeah. That's good.
All right, so I'm just gonna use my hands, and I'm gonna leave about an inch border all the way around the puff pastry. So you're gonna not put the filling all the way to the edges, but you're gonna leave a little bit of room around for when we fold it all up. And I'm just gonna basically pour it all on here. I'm gonna take my fingers and I'm just gonna spread it out.
Well done.
My sous chef. So basically it looks something like that. You can see that in the picture. Okay, and starting with the rectangle, the long, because I want more cinnamon rolls, I don't need them bigger, I just want more of them. I'm gonna start with the long side towards me, and I'm gonna just start rolling it into a semi-tight roll. So I get that first edge going, and I'm just gonna roll it up. So while I'm rolling, you wanna answer some questions that we get a lot of?
Oh yeah, one of our biggest questions we get is what's the best way to store the product? I always like to make sure that it's stored upside down on the counter like that. That way it keeps all the air off of it. And obviously there's a fresh squeeze always ready to go. We spend a lot of time and effort making sure we got just the right squeeze bottle. And this thing works really good. And then as far as shelf life goes, we get that a lot as well. The best way to store it is out of the sun. So when you do buy it, if it's in the summer, be careful not to leave it in the trunk of your car. It won't ruin it, but what can happen is if you ever notice any white at the top, it's because the bottle got too hot and the fat actually separated from the caramel. And if that ever happens or you notice separation at all, you can gently warm it in a water bath or just pop it in the microwave for just a few seconds. Give it a good shake. It'll all reincorporate and it'll be just fine. And the directions are all on the back too as well. So yeah, 6 months after you open it, and it's perfectly great to purchase it now for Christmas. It'll be just fine. We say it's nice to make sure you have it within a year, but we've had it sometimes 2 years after we bottled it, and it's tasted just as good as the day we made it.
Yeah.
So,
perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have my roll, I don't know if you can see it, it's all rolled up right here. And I'm just gonna take a knife and I'm gonna cut off, I'm gonna cut off the edges that aren't, they're the funky edges that didn't get rolled up perfectly. And I'm just gonna set those aside. And then I'm just gonna cut 12 even cinnamon rolls. In the dough here.
Those look like they're about an inch.
Yeah. Yes. So they're about, like Brad said, about an inch, if you can see one of the rolls like that. And then I'm just gonna use the pan that right here, and I'm just gonna space them out evenly on the pan. And
this is something I could even do with the kids.
it is something you can do with the kids, yes. And kids they would love to mix up the mix and even it out and lay the rolls on here. So it is a kid-friendly recipe. And then they'll be excited to watch them puff up because they're not puffy right now, but it's kind of neat to see when they come out that they're all big and expanded. Okay, so there's my 12 rolls on my pan. I'm going to cook them at 350 for about 18 minutes. And then we'll have fresh cinnamon rolls and we'll make the topping for it.
So should I do our review? Is this a good time to do that?
Sure.
So Teresa Thatcher sent us in a really nice review, so thank you for that. She said, I first purchased this delicious caramel sauce this past summer after a visit to my brother's. Our first bottle of salted caramel only lasted 1 week, so I purchased 2 more plus a variety pack. Now we have another favorite in the house, bourbon. Christmas is coming. I see some great gift ideas under my family's tree this year. Wow, thanks, Teresa. Teresa, bourbon's my favorite too. Yeah. And actually bourbon, if you ever mix it with the chocolate, if you have our chocolate and the bourbon, Stephanie's dad, we affectionately know her as Papa, taught us that trick. That's a good one.
It's our favorite on ice cream, that combination. Yeah, he likes to share that with people when he sees them. And also a huge, huge thank you for everyone who went and took the time to leave us some pretty outstanding, fabulous, amazing reviews on our Facebook page. We just were blown away by some of your guys' kind words, and we had a lot of fun with it, and I think that's something that we'll be doing a lot. But I just want you guys to know how much it meant to us that you guys would leave us those kind of reviews, and we're very humbled and grateful for all you guys out there.
Yeah, and I was really blown away. Super proud of Stephanie and all the work she's doing with the Cooking with Caramel show here. But surprised that it was 900 people over the last 2 weeks that watched the episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool too. So thank you, and thanks for all the business during this crazy time. All of our shows and events have been canceled throughout the whole year. So it'll be hopefully spring that we get to go back out and do those again. But the online support in the business has been a huge blessing. So thank you very much.
Yeah, the only one that's doing shows right now are the Arnos in Texas. So check out our Facebook page, and we'll have a list of all of their shows coming up. They've got shows between now and first part of December. So if you're in Texas, they're going to be doing the Texas tour.
Yeah.
So super excited for them. Okay, so got to get this out earlier.
She's grabbing something out of the freezer.
I am.
Oh, we're going to start the White Russian.
I am. I'm going to start the White
Nice.
Russian. So I've got.
Do you want me to take care of that for
I
you?
need you to take care of that for
I
me.
know how to do this part.
Yeah, that's what you're here for. The parts I can't do. So we're going to start with our coffee liqueur, and in this case I have Kahlua, and it's about 1 ounce of Kahlua into our glass. And then we have another ounce of whiskey, and I just use Crown Royal, and about 2 teaspoons of espresso caramel sauce. I'm going to pour that in there, and then I need to get my cream out of the fridge real quick. While you want to do that. And this is whole milk cream, 2%, whatever milk you happen to have at home will work just fine. And we just fill the rest of it up like that. It's about 4 ounces, what the recipe says online. And then we just like to give it a nice stir, get it all incorporated.
I probably put the ice in there too soon, huh?
A little bit, it's okay. Normal ice works well too. You don't have to use a big fancy ice well, but that's what we had. And
I think they're so cool looking.
they are
I
cool.
love
They
them.
are kind of cool. It actually makes it look like you're drinking a fancy
And
drink.
that ice doesn't melt down as fast either.
It
It's
doesn't.
kind of nice.
Yeah.
Doesn't dilute it down.
Because you want this really nice, rich, creamy dessert is what you're drinking basically.
Where did you find those things that make the ice balls?
Amazon.
Oh,
Yeah.
what are they called? Maybe the viewers want to buy them.
I don't know. I will look for them. And
You buy all these cool things and bring them home, so I thought
I know. I'm like, ooh, that looks cool. Let's try that. Okay. Yeah. So here's that, and this is how I really like to serve fancy drinks like this. I love to, and actually drinking this, the flavor, it was intensified with the little drizzle of caramel sauce around the rim of the glass. So that's not the one that's open yet. This one's open. Let's try this one. So I like to just make a fun little ring all the way around, kind of like a margarita with salt, but this is way better because I'd rather have caramel sauce than salt.
oh, that looks awesome.
Yeah, so there's my ring. And then if you were with me a couple weeks ago, you saw that I have this fun whipped cream dispenser. So I added my heavy cream and I added a couple of teaspoons of our espresso caramel sauce to the whipped cream to just kind of give it a little extra flavor. And then we're just going to.
So how did you make that?
So I put about a cup of heavy cream in here, added about 2 teaspoons of salted caramel sauce. This one comes with the one of those little chargers that fills it with CO2. and then it just turns the cream into whipped cream instantly, so you don't have to get your mixer out or anything like that. And then to top it off, because who doesn't like caramel sauce, right? Just another little drizzle of caramel sauce, and there you have a espresso caramel White Russian.
Nice.
So now we're gonna draw straws to see who gets it.
Well,
Because
this is why I came here.
Oh.
The studio audience is.
oh yeah,
screaming for
Grandma
it.
Mary is in the audience tonight and this morning, and I think she came for that too.
That is so good.
Isn't that yummy?
I can't drink it without getting it all over my face though.
Try not to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so for the sake of time, I went ahead and I made up a batch this morning, and this is how they turn out when they come out of the oven. So you can see they're flaky, they're light, they kind of just look like little pinwheels. So we're gonna set those aside, and before we serve them, we are going to make our salted caramel and pecan topping, which I think just puts it over the top. So on my cutting board, I have about 1.5 cups worth of pecans, and I went ahead, I had whole pecans, and I just went ahead and just roughly cut them. You can buy pecans already chopped, but it just takes a couple minutes to just get the whole ones and chop them yourself. So I'm gonna put them all in my bowl. And if you don't like nuts, you're nuts. But if you don't like nuts, you can just totally just drizzle the caramel sauce over the top. I always have to leave one without nuts for him over here because he doesn't like nuts.
No, she needs to leave 2 or 3 without nuts.
So here's my salted caramel sauce. And I'm just going to, I gently warmed this up ahead of time in the microwave just so it will easily incorporate. And I'm using about 3/4 of a cup. Right there.
And just make sure when you put it in the microwave that you take the cap off so it doesn't boil over.
Yes.
It gets hot fast, so it'd start 3 to 5 seconds and gently warm it.
Yeah.
It gets hot quick.
It does get hot quick.
If it weren't for the nuts, that'd look really good.
You are a nut. You're crazy. That's what
This
gives it the
is
crunch.
truly amazing stuff. This is really good.
It's really good.
Really good.
I know. I was excited when I made it over the weekend because I'm like, ooh, I like this. This is my new go-to winter drink. I think, like I said,
It's just a great sipper. Be
Yeah.
great for after dinner.
yeah, it's like a dessert. You
Like
don't
a
need
dessert
dessert.
drink.
You
Yeah.
just have an after dinner drink.
And it's not too sweet either. I was surprised. Thought it'd be sweeter.
Well, I think the espresso caramel is not as sweet of a caramel.
Yeah.
And I think it helps balance out some of the sweetness. Okay, so I have this amazing mixture of pecans and caramel sauce that literally I could eat with a spoon. So I'm going to put my cinnamon rolls over here, banging around. And literally, this is the easiest thing ever. I'm just gonna take a spoonful and I'm gonna top each one with it. And they're just going to melt in here a little bit. Now I pulled my cinnamon rolls out of the oven right before we started, so they have cooled down a little bit, but if you do this right when they come out of the oven, this caramel sauce is going to melt right into each cinnamon roll and make them ooey gooey goodness. And since we're not doing shows, you guys can either go to our website to order product, or a lot of you guys, especially in the Western Washington area, we've got some retail locations.
Oh, yeah, we have a lot of stores.
So if you can go to our website and do the retail locator or store locator, and it'll tell you where our stores are located that carry our product. We've just been getting on probably about 10 new stores in the last 2 weeks, so we'll be updating that and getting those up there so you have the most up-to-the-date information of where you can go. We got like several new stores in Montana too, so that's pretty awesome. We love Montana.
Yeah, if there's a store in your area that you want us to be in, you can certainly refer the store owner to us. They can go right on the website and create their wholesale account, and we'll get them product and everything they need. Or you can leave us a note on the website, and I'll be happy to give them a call and follow up and make sure we get product in your area.
Yeah, in the comments section, if you're watching, if you know of a store that you think should carry our product, then for sure leave us that store, and Brad or Elizabeth will definitely follow up and see if we can make something happen, because we don't want you to not have your caramel sauce. Okay, so I don't know about you, but for the holidays, there's just something about, I'm a texture, I'm a visual person, and there's something about the look of just chopped nuts with caramel.
Yeah,
I think it's very festive. So if you just had a brunch for the holidays and these were sitting on a table, I mean, they could help decorate your table, because they're pretty. So we're just gonna. Oh, I didn't leave you one with them. Sorry.
Jeez, I'll scrape them off.
Guess you don't get one. So there you go.
Thanks, son.
You can.
Be the taste tester?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, he's not going to give you an honest opinion
I
though,
will-
because
I
it's the
will-
nuts that make it.
Okay, I will give it a try with the pecans.
Hey, Papa, do you like pecans?
Yes.
You should come over and have a bite. You can get Papa over here to eat something.
Papa, she wants you to go take a bite of the.
That's really good.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, come around here, Papa. So we use every week my parents' awesome kitchen. There you go.
So if it wasn't for
Again.
this guy, we wouldn't have the tens of thousands of clean bottles that we have. He is the official bottle sanitizer at the shop.
Yes, he
Yeah.
is.
And he helps me get sugar from Costco. We go get it in pallets and 96 bags.
That's right. He unloads and
Delicious.
awesome. Sweet. Okay, so basically 2 simple recipes. I think we did all of that. I think we have, 5 more minutes left on our timer. So the next ones are gonna come out and we'll top them and they'll be good to go. And under 20 minutes, you basically have cinnamon rolls for 12 people. And while they're cooking, you can serve them drinks. So for the holidays, this is a great, easy breakfast or after dinner. Treat to share.
Looks awesome.
Yeah, it's fun. Talking about stores,
Yeah.
one of them we just want to highlight this week is Picket Fence. They're in Sumner, Washington. They're right there on Main Street, and it's a great little store there, and they carry all kinds of unique and fun things. So if you're in the Sumner area, certainly go check out Picket Fence, and especially during COVID. I mean, it is super important, I think, for us to all support the smaller businesses. They've all taken a huge beating, and we just want to do our part to help keep them, because we all want them. And
yeah, it's been a huge blessing to have the stores, and we were really surprised at how many people reordered as soon as stores opened up. So our customers are definitely going to the stores and getting the product, and
yeah, which means people are shopping.
Yeah.
So we appreciate you guys for supporting our small businesses, and they're the backbone of our country, and they make it happen every day.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, all right.
What else?
I think that's all we have for you today. We, super easy, simple.
Yeah.
Try to keep things simple with Elizabeth not here, because
I know.
she's my wingman.
Yeah, I know. I'm not Elizabeth, but
And you,
I did my best.
yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoyed having you here.
All right. Thanks, son.
All right. Hey everyone, thanks again for watching. We'll be back again next week, and we'll do it again. And I think next week we're going to do a salted caramel apple cheesecake.
Oh, and you're going to do another drawing, aren't you?
Next week?
Yes.
Yes.
So-
So tune in. Next week we are going to do another giveaway. So
For free caramel?
for free caramel.
Free caramel.
That's what we're about. Free caramel. All right, guys.
All right.
Take care. Have a good day.
Thanks.